Hola, chicos. Here I just wanted to review our Usted and Ustedes commands today. So we're just going to work on these as you see here and this set here. So Usted and Ustedes, this took us a while when we did this in class, but it really isn't that bad now that you know how to conjugate in the subjunctive. Now I'm going to try to keep this video brief, but if you understand how to conjugate subjunctive, you understand how to form the commands of usted and ustedes, because it's 100% exactly the same thing. If you are conjugating in the usted form in the subjunctive, that is the affirmative command for the formal command usted, the usted command, formal command, that is going to be the subjunctive of usted, as you see. When you do the negative one, it's still that same exact verb, but has no in front of it. So again, same deal. When you're doing ustedes, it's the exact same thing. It's ustedes of subjunctive. When you're doing the negative, subjunctive of ustedes. Now the subjunctive of ustedes versus the usted is the same form you have here, plus an n. So if your command were to, write, and we're going to say this formally, you would say it's escribir, ir verb. It's the opposite ending, so it's going to be escriba as the usted form. The subjunctive usted is escriba, so that's the usted command. The formal command is escriba. Add an n to it, that's the ustedes, and that'll work out very, very well for you. If you know the usted, you'll know the ustedes. Just add an n. So if I was escriba to one person with whom I would use the formal address, then ustedes is going to be escriban with an n at the end. Now, keep in mind, if you need more help with the conjugations, go to the other videos on the subjunctive conjugations. That'll outline the whole stem changing and spell changing, because you'll have to do that here as well. If your verb were for jugar, for example, that's going to have both stem change and a spell change. Maybe, if it were jugar, usted, juegue, J-U-E, G-U-E. You have a spell change, that G-U-E at the end, and a stem change, because that is the rule. You will stem change in that third person singular form, the usted form, you will stem change. When it comes to the irregular verbs, let me show you some of those. Same rules though. It's the exact same verbs that are irregular in the usted subjunctive are irregular here. Now you'll notice haber here in the bottom. We won't even worry about that. We'll just ignore that for now, because not really a conjugation you have to worry about when it comes to the command form. Good to know, because you definitely need it in the subjunctive. But going back to what I was saying earlier about, whatever your usted command is, that's this column right here, usted, and versus the ustedes column, you'll see that's pretty much just add an n, add an n, add n, add n to make the conjugation. Now, this is the only exception that I can think of offhand right here. But with this irregular command, it is de. And this has an accent mark on this e, just to show us that it's not the preposition de, it's the verb de. So here it is on, the accent mark is here, but it is not on this form, the ustedes. That one is dropped, just because that has nothing to do with the pronunciation of the verb. It is only for the, it is only to differentiate between the parts of speech, the accent mark on the usted form. So usted, de is going to be the singular with an accent mark. The plural, then, no accent mark. When you say it out loud, there's no difference. You won't notice the accent mark, because again, it has nothing to do with the pronunciation. It is all about the spelling and distinguishing between the preposition and the verb. I'm going to have another video about object pronouns, but do keep in mind, object pronouns, even though I say the conjugations are identical to the usted subjunctive, when it comes to object pronouns, if you have an affirmative command, you are going to attach the object pronoun to the end. And like I said, I'll go more over this more in another video. But when we say, give me, maybe just give me the money, deme, de me el dinero. The me is going to be attached to the de. And actually, in this case, you won't have the accent mark, but that's not as important right now. But deme el dinero, denme el dinero. You'll have the object pronoun attached to it. Know it, know the vocab, know it by tomorrow. Sépalo, sépalo, sépanlo. If it's in a negative command, it's going to go before it. Still the same conjugation. Still going to be de. We're talking about give me the money. But if it's a negative command, no me de. No me de. If it's, don't know it, no lo sepa. No lo sepa. Still, conjugation-wise, it's the same thing. If the object pronoun rule kind of went over your head here, don't worry so much. This wasn't the video intended to get you to know the object pronouns. That'll be in another video. Look for the object pronoun video on command.